My National Coach of the Year is Tony Bennett at Virginia. For him to win the league last year, win the ACC tournament, get a #1 seed, lose some guys, and still come back and be as good, if not better, as they were last year, to me, represents really one of the best coaching jobs that I've seen in the last 10 years.
The coaching job that he's done, he's got some talent, but there are definitely more talented teams out there. But night in, night out, the way he gets them to defend, the intensity at that end of the floor for 40 minutes is ridiculous.
In a day and age where everybody is about the individual, Virginia truly epitomizes a brand that is about the team.
Coach K put on a clinic against Louisville. His team struggled defensively. He went to a zone, and Coach K don't play zone. So for Coach K to make that adjustment and go to a zone, that was brilliant.
I would have to say the coaching performance Coach K had in that North Carolina game. You know, they were down late in that second half, and he put the ball in his freshman's hands, Tyus Jones, and he totally turned the game around. And I think that was a pretty impressive coaching job he did, keeping his players calm, steady, and ready to make that comeback and then pull it off.
I think you got to start with John Calipari, just because, I mean, they're undefeated. You know, through the regular season, they're going to be the 1 seed. Yes, they were supposed to be great, and they got better players than everybody else, but that doesn't guarantee anything. Nobody does what he's been able to do. They're not just winning every game, they are blowing out other legitimate teams.
When you take that much talent and put it on a team, and you find a way to help each individual thrive in a team capacity, that's something that we underestimate. The recruiting as well, like that he could get all of those young players there and all of those All-Americans.
I don't know of another coach who is better at coaching great players than John Calipari. And it's a lot harder than you might think. You've got to hold them accountable. You've got to get them to be unselfish. These are young men, very impressionable young men, highly recruited and highly rated and pumped up, an inflated sense of ego, and you get them to come to a program and say, you're going to buy into our culture. Even if you're only here for 1 year, that's fine. Kentucky is on the verge of potentially doing something truly historic.
Chris Holtmann is another coach from this year that I think has stood out at Butler. Really unique circumstance. You know, he was put in as the interim head coach, and then he took over in January as the head coach. And after a really somewhat disastrous season, he's got them past 20 wins. They're second in the Big East. I think that's maybe an under-the-radar one that a lot of people aren't looking at.
Another guy that comes to mind, Archie Miller. You know, a rising star in the profession. I think what Arch has been able to do at Dayton this year, even more impressive than the Elite Eight. They got busted down to 6 scholarship players for a variety of reasons. Nobody taller than 6'6", and yet they're going to the NCAA tournament again, going to win at least a share of the Atlantic 10, given what they had. I don't know that you can find anybody that's done more with less than Archie Miller.